Hi guys, it's me Mason. I'm gonna try to do this again. Tried to record this earlier, got interrupted a bunch of times. And yeah, let's try it again. So this is my 41st journal. I started this November. I started this January 1st, ended November. November. I'm not in November anymore. Mason, come on. I am not in November anymore. This was from January 1st through 31st. I'm not doing a flip through of my Christmas journal just because I just don't like it enough to really want to share it. I'm just not a big fan of my Christmas journals. They never really spark my joy. So, yeah. Plus there wasn't really much fancy dancy stuff in there anyway, just a similar stuff, just Christmas themed. So yeah. I put this Nyan Cat patch, if you want to call it that. I cross-stitched this myself ages ago, and then I had this sticker patch, and I just used this glue to put it on, and it's lasted, so I'm assuming it's fine. Not that I really was manhandling my journals anyway, so yeah. This is the inside cover. I don't care if you see my phone number, just don't call me. A lot of dumb miscellaneous things. And then this was my calendar page for the month of January. Just sticker bombed the junk out of the page and then put the calendar over top of it. I haven't really written, I've written a lot, but not really about anything in particularly special in some cases. It's just kind of me trying to use up more stickers and washi tape and cutouts and stuff, because I have accumulated a lot, I'm not gonna lie, and I am trying to get rid of some of it, either by using it or or just by giving it away, throwing it away, whatever the case may be. I definitely like how I did these pages. These are really, really fun. So I was talking at some point, I think during all of this, like some of these few, like during roughly about this week, I was talking about how I was planning on going to Disney World in September for my birthday, and then my friend told me that Cincinnati Comic Expo is possibly going to be going on the 17th, 18th, and 19th, which happens to be like when I was planning on going to this Disney trip. So I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna change the plans a little bit. So instead of going in September, I'm gonna try to go in January with my best friend, because we've been best friends since first grade. So we've been together for about 18 years as of this year, I believe. We graduated in 2015 from high school. We've been best friends since first grade. So we've been friends since 2003? Something like that? Yeah, we're 18 years as of this year, I think. I'm not a math person, okay? So yeah, it's not that big of a price difference for us to go together, and plus I pretty much have the bulk of it saved up. So it's just a matter of us like ironing out some details and seeing what's going on in the great wide world of Walt Disney World. So, because I know the Magical Express is not going to be available anymore as of next year. So we're gonna have to figure out whether we should just call an Uber or stuff like that. But yeah, that was the plan, was to go for my birthday, but now I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna go to Cincinnati Comic Expo for my birthday with my friend, or around my birthday with my friend, and then we're gonna just both go together in January, because, like I said, I have the majority of the money saved up for the trip. It's gonna be at a time where she has where she's off of work, and it'll be after the majority of the holiday season, so I should be able to go without a problem. We're gonna probably try to go for a week. I'm only going off of the price range from what I could go to so far, because they don't have it set up for next year. But anyway, that was the majority of what I was writing about earlier in this chunk. This day I went to the DMV with my mom for her to go get her license renewed and for me to get my state ID, because I'm beginning to get more annoyed with how often I'm being asked for an ID, and people can't accept a passport because that's all I legally have. Because honestly, I'm barely ever asked for my ID for anything. Like, it is extremely rare that I'm ever asked for a picture ID. So when I am asked for one, I'm like, oh, can you take a passport? They're like, no, we can't scan that. And I'm like, well, great. Yeah, you're gonna have to just figure something out, because this is all I have. So now I have a state ID. Anyway, when I went there to the DMV with my mom, we both entered the building when we were told to come in by the people, because we had to wait outside for like a few minutes. This lady came up to us and she was like, what's your name, what's your phone number, and why are you here? So my mom stated her name and her phone number, and she said, I am here to get my license renewed. And then she points at me right behind her over her shoulder, and she says, and they are here to get their state ID. And this lady looks at her like, are they like in your car? Like, where are they? And she's pointing at me saying, they're right here. She's like, who is they? Them right there. And I'm just like, she's referring to me, ma'am. And she said, oh, you mean him? And my mom and I looked at each other, and we didn't say anything, because we just had the look of like, ooh. And so, she took my name, my phone number, and, I said, I'm just here to get my state ID. And she said, okay, blah, blah, blah. You both need to wait here by the door, because we're trying to get this line. They had like a PA kind of system going on in the DMV. And so I stood by at first I stood by the window near where they took the pictures of the people for their IDs. And this lady looked at me and she said, how does my hair look? Does it look okay? And I'm like, honey, I work at a fast food restaurant. I work at a restaurant, so like, I don't even know what normal hair looks like anymore. It's all just a hot mess no matter where I go. And she's just like, oh, where do you work? And I said, I work at this Waffle House over at blah, blah, blah. And she had that look of just like, I don't know how to ask this question. Like, I want to ask if you're hiring. And I said, are you by chance wondering if we're hiring? And she's like, yeah. So I quickly, I looked in my bag as I stole 3 slips of our, recruitment slips is what I call them, because they're, like a help wanted ad that we're passing out, because Waffle House doesn't have marketing. It's word of mouth. So I ended up just writing down our store's phone number for her, and I said, ask for this manager or this manager, and they should be able to help you out from there. Or if you want to come into the store, we're in front of this store, blah, blah, blah. This is our location. Feel free to pick one up if you need to. Hopefully you get to see you around, blah, blah, blah. And she left, and then I got my ID and stuff like that. And we got in the car after I got in the car, my mom got in the car, I looked at her, and I said, Mama, that lady thought I was a man. And we were laughing. And she was like, I know, I was really starting to get mad, and just she's like, who is they? I'm like, my serotonin and validation feelings were just bursting. It was an interesting, it was a funny thing. I wasn't offended or anything, but my mom's just like, I was getting mad. They're right there. She's like, who is they? Oh, that was a great time. That was a great time. Lots of writing. Okay. So I'm just going to show you the front half of this, because I'm not going to show you the other half. It's got people's Instagram usernames on it, and I don't have their permission to show that, so yeah. So I was supposed to work a scheduled double Saturday 2nd through 3rd. So that's me working a total of 17 hours scheduled, but my manager said I could leave whenever after around this time frame, and I said no, my mom didn't raise a quitter, so I'm just gonna do the full 17 hours. It doesn't bother me. So Second shift goes by fine. We had a new hire. We weren't that terribly busy. It just we got a bit backed up because we had a very big party come in right after each other. Blah blah blah, stuff like that. But he did great. He did very good. This new hire did very, very well. And I was about ready to. I was helping out the new hire with counting his ticket, his tips, his to-goes, and just, you know, all the stuff that he needs before he can leave. Because his ride was coming and stuff like that. And yada, yada, yada. And I even told him, don't worry about some of the stuff that you didn't get around to. You did fine. I'll clean it up later because I'm going to be here for another 10 hours. So, yeah, I was helping him out, cashing him out, and I looked at my cook for third, and I said, hey, can you please go set up that table that just sat down at table 1? While I go help out the new hire, and I'll be right over there when I'm done with something. So she went over there, she gave them this silverware and stuff in a menu, started talking to them, and I heard them giggling, like laughing a bit. I'm just like, okay, like she's a very good she's a bit of a people person. Why do you always interrupt me? So yeah, she talked with them, she came over to me after a minute and she said, just a heads up, they're all a bunch of nerds. And I'm like, oh! So I like dropped my dishes and I just started running over there and I'm like, hi, nerds. What do we want to talk about, nerds? So, basically, we were sitting there for like an hour and a half. Nobody else pretty much came in, except for like these two, or like this group party of 3. And we were just laughing about like nerdy stuff, talking about anime, geeking ourselves up, hyping ourselves up about our cosplays and stuff like that, because they all were cosplayers, and apparently they went to a local church or a Catholic school or something that one of them went to, and they drew a dick in the snow in the parking lot, and they forgot it was a Saturday, so they were going to see that in the morning because there's church the next day. And we were quoting like a bunch of TikTok audios, and I said this one about the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, and one of them hopped up out of their seat and just started going off about the entire like iceberg of lore that is the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. And my coworker and I were just like on the floor laughing. Their friends are recording them, and they're talking so fast, like blah 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 blah, and then like just like hitting the table, hitting the wall a little bit for like dramatic emphasis, talking so fast, auctioneers are sweating from that kind of power. I was rolling in laughter with that. And they just ordered coffee. I looked at them and I said, don't fucking worry about any of your checks. Don't worry about it. I'm paying for them. I could not care less. Y'all gave me the best like hour and a half I have ever had in a shift in a while. So thank you for that. All your coffees are on me. Have a nice night. They left. And oh my god, it was so funny. And then the rest of the night, it was basically me and my coworker sharing my phone because if you're a My Hero Academia fan, you're probably familiar with it, but I'm not going to say what it is. But if you're a My Hero Academia fan, you are aware, you're probably aware of a particular account that does particular audios about particular things, particular characters. So yeah, I have the $10 tier Patreon for this said content creator. So because of that, the content on that Patreon is different than what's on their YouTube. So it was basically us sharing my phone over these particular audios, and just us collectively losing our minds because we were 1, bored, 2, like geeking out still from what happened with that table of 3, and just keeping each other company because the other server that was there wasn't doing anything, even though I even told her I'm not doing anything because I'm just kind of here to help clean out and be an extra set of hands. Oh my god, it was the wildest night. So I made a collage on my day off, and then we found out on like literally the next day that my mom tested positive for COVID. So I was just like, well, great. I'm going to start watching anime because I'm going to have nothing better to do for 2 weeks. or roughly like 10 to 14 days, so almost 2 weeks. So I started watching Kiss Him Not Me, which is a reverse harem anime. I watched it a while ago, like a long time ago, when I was in like late high school or something like that, and it wasn't dubbed just yet. Like, it was still in sub. I couldn't find it in dub anywhere. I remember watching a few episodes of it, but I never finished it, so I finished it, and I'm like, that ending was so predictable, but oh my god. And then I found out that in the manga of this show, she ends up marrying the character that I was like rooting for the entire show, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta read the manga, oh my god. And then I started watching Haikyuu, because my coworker that I was geeking around with, she convinced me very heavily to watch it. I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And now my brain's half decayed from watching this show. I finished season 3, where it was, 10 episodes, like roughly 12 episodes. It was Kurasuno versus Shiro Torizawa, and my brain's rotted. From a volleyball, from an anime about high school volleyball, not even like college or professional volleyball, high school volleyball. And given I've read a lot on the wikis, I know that hopefully in the future there's going to be that time skip arc where it's more in the present day, because this all takes place like a few years ago, like 2016, like 15, 16 to 18ish. That's like when the show is set at the start, and now in the manga it's like basically present day. So yeah, I'm just like, I need to catch up, because yeah. So yeah, basically, sticker bomb, by the way, just a lot of stickers. I love the texture. Uh-oh, one fell off my thingy. Yeah, I'm trying to go through a lot of stickers, because I have so many, and a lot of them have been sitting in my collection for way too long. And yeah. So I was just writing a lot about how, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm just like, it's in the house now. I don't know how bad it's gonna get, like if I'm gonna catch it, blah blah blah. I just took a bunch of various stripes or washi tapes of something with lines and rainbow colors, and just kind of stacked them along tops and bottoms of the pages. Some people keep asking me, and some of y'all know who you are when you ask me. I'm not calling out names. Some people keep asking me how I pick out the tapes for my little like stacks and stuff, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's just what I think looks good together. And then I just kind of tear it and just kind of eyeball it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. So throughout this entirety, let me put that slip back really quick. Basically throughout the entirety of this quarantine, well, this first half of quarantine, I'll explain that later, but throughout this quarantine, I have watched the entirety of Kiss Him Not Me. I watched up to the first 3 seasons of Haikyuu. Okay. I watched the first 3 seasons of Haikyuu. I watched the 3rd season of Black Butler, but not the 2nd one. Because the 2nd one is literally its own entire thing. You can honestly skip season 2 and not miss a damn thing. Nothing really comes back from that season as far as I am aware, and plus it's not even in the manga anyway, so anything out, for the most part, season 2, you don't have to worry about it when it comes to like the actual main plot. Just a few things here and there in seasons 1, season 3, Book of the Murder, or the Book of Murder and the Book of the Atlantic. some things might have been altered or tweaked or a little something like that, or in some cases taken out to make its own separate season, like what they did with the Noah's Ark Circus. But anyway, I digress. I've watched Kiss Him Not Me, 3 seasons of Haikyuu, the entire 3rd season of Black Butler, but not the 2nd one. I watched like the first 5 episodes of Attack on Titan, but that shit's heavy, so I'm just like, I'm gonna take it in small doses at a time. And I am almost halfway through an anime called My Love Story, and oh my god, that show is so cute. Like, it's so funny, it's so stupid, it's so corny, and it's so just wonderful at the same time. Like, I didn't think it'd be 25 episodes, but I'm on like episode 9 now, so. And I'm just kind of watching Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, like a few episodes in between some things if I just need a bit of a break, because I don't want to watch anything too serious after anything too serious. So yeah, I've been binging anime so much it's not even funny. Just more writing about just nonsense. Oh, I was thinking a lot about this former toxic friend that I had. And how we would basically, through text messaging, make our own collaborative stories, fan fictions, whatever, with each other. And I keep thinking about this former friend of mine, and I ended up leaving her because she was toxic as all hell, a few years ago. Just not even, like, I think it was, like, 3 or 4 years ago? Dang, has it been that long? I hear you. Why is it every time I record you want my attention? Huh? Oh, you sweet little whiny brat. Anyway, I keep thinking about that former friend because a lot of the things that we were writing about were some of these animes that we would watch together, and a majority of them were basically what I was watching at the time. Like, we did a lot of Black Butler stuff, we did a lot of Hetalia stuff, like Hetalia stories, Black Butler stories, we've done, stories about, God, honestly, a lot, I don't even remember all the shows off the top of my head. Ouran High School Host Club was some of them, some of it, I can't even think of any of them off the top of my head. Oh, we did some gender bent Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, which would have been Boxer and Sock. So I love how the fandom can sometimes collaboratively agree that if a character's name was altered to be a masculine name, like an example, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, it would be Boxer and Sock. Anyway, yeah, I keep thinking about how I would do these like reader insert fan fiction stories with each other, and I'm just like, I haven't been able to write a single story or creative poem in like a century, it feels like, because I don't know what to do anymore. Because I'm so used to bouncing off ideas between her and me, and yeah, keep thinking about it, especially because I'm watching or catching up on some old shows I never got to finish because I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, I think I'll explain later. So on this day, my mom, my cousin, and myself went to a clinic to go, because my mom was just about done with her quarantine. She just wanted to take us to this clinic so that way we could get the rapid test done to see if we were safe to go back to school, or for him to go back to school and for me to go back to work. What we didn't really think of, we didn't think of this at the time, and I'll explain it in a minute, but so the clinic will do a rapid test, and even if it comes back positive, you don't need to take any more tests. You have COVID, go home and quarantine. They'll let you know with any further details that they might need. If you test negative, you'll get swabbed one more time and they'll send it to a lab so that way it can get further processed and have a better and more accurate result, because the rapid tests are not as accurate or reliable. And, you know, we both tested negative on the rapid test. So we both got swabbed again, and it got sent in, and we didn't think about it, but we probably should have waited on the results to come back. So the next day, literally, I walked to work. I nearly killed myself on the sidewalk because for some reason the highway that I'm legitimately walking alongside by with no sidewalks has no ice on it, but all the sidewalk in front of the stores that I'm walking in front of have ice at the wazoo, and I almost break my ass halfway through it. So I walk to work, I sit there, I write myself into a depressive episode, and I'm just like, okay. I clock in after, okay, so I leave to go to work super early. I'm supposed to be at work at 2 o'clock, my shift starts at 2 o'clock, but I try to get there early, like 1:30-ish, in case, you know, they need me on the floor really quick, like they had problems or whatever. It's just a really busy day, they need extra hands, whatever the case is, blah, blah, blah. But when I walk to work, I leave my house at like 10:30, 10:45-ish. I get there at 11:30-ish. I cool off. I'll put the rest of my uniform on because I'll usually walk in my work pants. I'll change my shoes. I'll put on my work uniform shirt or my sweatshirt depending on what I'm wearing. And whatever, like I make myself presentable for the floor. I'll write in my journal in the office because I'm okay to sit in the office. My managers don't care. They know I'm not going to do anything. I'm just really sitting there writing about whatever the hell I'm writing about. And I just got myself in a really bad funk. Like I slipped on my mind, but I didn't slip on the ice. So I just started writing. And I'm just like, I'm going to write in you later, like toward the end of the day or whatever the case, blah, 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 bye. I clock in at like 1:30. I fill out a server book, and I'm about ready to go on the floor. I'm just kind of talking with my coworker for my shift. I'm just like, hey, haven't been here in a while. Have you been? What's it been like since I've been gone? I know we got snow. Has that affected anything? And she's like, oh yeah, yesterday we didn't even make $300 on the drawer. And I'm like, oh damn. Well, whatever happens, we'll figure it out as we go. I mean, I'm not too sure what to expect anymore right now because, you know, COVID, snow, whatever. Literally at like, I don't know, 4 o'clock-ish, I check my phone because I was like serving a table, and I check it, and my mom has texted me, and she said, hey, call me, your tests came back, you tested negative, but my cousin tested positive, you gotta come home. So I see this after I serve that table, and I'm like, oh shit. So I run to the back, and I'm about ready to just call my manager. I didn't think to call my mom or text, like reply, okay, give me a minute. I try to call my manager that I just spoke with, that she like literally just left, and I try to call her. My coworker picks up the phone up in the front because my mom ended up calling my work, and I run over there and I'm just like, yeah, mom, I got your text, sorry, I didn't mean to, I just gotta reply, I gotta try to get a hold of my manager, I gotta see what I gotta do, blah blah blah, she's calling me right now, bye, blah blah blah. Like I'm just trying to like figure out what I gotta do, scurry out of there, all that junk. And I answer her when I run to the back after I hang up the phone with my mom in the front. I go back and I said, hey, my cousin tested positive for COVID. I gotta go home, like ASAP, and I gotta quarantine for another 2 weeks, or for longer in case, if for whatever reason I get it next. She's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I really should have waited till the results came back. Anyway, we just didn't think about it. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And she said, no, you're fine, we'll figure it out, blah, 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 go home, stay safe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thank you, blah, 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 stay safe, blah, blah, blah. I hung up, looked at my coworker, and I said, do you need me to do anything before I go? And she said, no, just get out of here. So I'm just like, okay, I hand her the ticket for my table, like the 4th table I had that day. I didn't even have 5 tables yet. So I go to my table real quick, you know, mask on, everything, and I said, hey, I'm so sorry. My coworker is going to be your server for the rest of your stay here. I have a family emergency to take care of. I do hope that you guys enjoy your meals, stay safe, have a great rest of your day. And I was about ready to leave. They're like, hold on. So they gave me like $5. And I thank you so much. And like, yeah, take care, stay safe, be careful, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I will. I ran to the back, changed my shoes, and I just booked it out of there. I just fucking booked it. And I walked out of the building. I called my mom and I'm like, hey, just meet me at the AutoZone because I'm like almost there. I just passed Kohl's. And I waited for her there, and I'm like texting everybody. I'm just like, I'm so mad and blah 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 blah. Like I got quarantined for 2 weeks, and my mental health's gonna go down the toilet chute. And yeah, and then today I'm just kind of doing nothing. And I'm just thinking that I'm probably gonna watch more of these animes that I'm watching. Try to get more into Attack on Titan. Maybe start the 4th season, even though it's not in dub yet, as far as I'm aware of Haikyuu, because I really want to know more about those Mia twins, because Osamu's really catching my eye. I know they're identical twins, but Osamu... Okay, for anybody who's curious that watches Haikyuu, my favorite characters are Coach Yukai, Asahi, Nishinoya, Ushijima... Who else? Lev, definitely up there. Tanaka's sister hits... she's fine. Coach Yukai, Asahi, Noya, Tanaka's sister, Ushijima. Tendo's definitely up there too. Tendo's a great character. Yuji, Yuji Terashima. Bokudo is also definitely up there. I didn't think I'd simp for him either, but you know, here I am. Yeah, those are the characters I like in Haikyuu. In case anybody's wondering, who watches Haikyuu. Also, my coworker, the one that I geek out with over a lot, she's basically told me that she declares the last page in every journal that I have. So that way she can either write me a note or a recommendation for a song, whatever the case is, and she told me to listen to Driver's License. I listened to it. So, yeah. Pen test. I didn't know if I was gonna like writing in the, like, in every single line, or if I should skip them because I didn't know about this line spacing. But, as y'all can see, I ended up filling them all up anyway. And then one day when I was sitting in the office, my coworkers were talking about Starbursts, and they were going off about how they love the strawberry ones. And I said, the strawberry ones are mediocre and they're basic. The orange ones are the elite ones. And I closed the door of the office again because I was just like, I want quiet. So my one coworker knocked on the door and I peeked it open and I'm like, yes. And she hands me a single orange Starburst and I'm like, I accept your offering. So yeah, that's, yeah. And this is the back, just like for extra spare stickers on the sheet. This got bent and I didn't want to use it. I didn't know where to put it, so I just put it back here. It's Britney, bitch. Yeah. So yeah, I am still in quarantine for another... I am in quarantine till the 8th of February. Or roughly the 8th of February. I am gonna wait until I get the extended test results this time. I learned my lesson, okay? We just didn't think about it at the time. We were just trying to focus on getting back to our normal lives. It was an honest mistake. This is the journal that I'm going to use next. This is gifted to me by Nana Band Journals. It's a raspberry pink leatherette type feel. It's got a little button clasp, a little snap, some arrows. And this is going to be strictly Valentine's Day themed. Going to be using the entire month of February, especially because I've been writing like a madman lately. Like, I was thinking this was going to last me 2 months, and that did not end up being the case. So, this journal I am naming Ludos, or Ludos. It is one of the different types of love, and Ludos is like a playful, childlike love. Because there's different types of love, not just romantic / sexual attraction love. There is family love, love of friends and family, romantic attraction, playful love and attraction, playful love, love of self, and like 2 other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, this is what I did. Just pre-decorated because I really got bored one day. And I did the calendar page. Just, again, sticker bombing because I'm trying to get rid of a bunch of my stickers from Valentine's Days eons ago. And I haven't done anything yet. And I might do a collage with me, or just to decorate some pages with me. Stream, video, whatever the case is. I know, again, a lot of people keep asking me how I journal like I journal, and just essentially. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to answer that, bruh. So, yeah, I also put this envelope in the back and I took some stamps. I basically have a bunch of my stamps from replied to pen pal letters in a small box, and I just kind of pick them out and use them for collage fodder. I put this in wrong because for some reason it's not laying down right, but that is whatever. So, yeah. I will call that a day here. Hopefully this works. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you in my next one, which might be in like a few, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. I don't know anymore. I'll see you guys later. Bye!